Welcome into my world. You're playing my game. Thought that you could come up and everything off of my knee. Talking out the side of your neck like you're insane. Cortisol levels to the roof. Inflame. Kids these days so shameless. Selling out real friends for a paycheck. Mama didn't teach them no home training. Wanna be me so bad, but they failing. Step to the plate though. I'll take a challenger. I ain't scared of no low life scavenger. I should warn you though, if you haven't heard, I ain't no Colleen ukulele ballager. Shots been fired. Wanna tell that? Say it to my face though. Now behind my back. Won't be long till you share it in a group chat. And when I call you up, you're gonna backtrack. And you should've kept my name out your mouth. That's though how it all turned out. When you try to use my name for clout, keep on going. Give me something you can talk about.
Hello everybody, how are you doing this fine? What is it? Tuesday, December 9th. I am doing all right. This is obviously a lot later than I usually come on here. The plan was to release this Milagro, the Megan Pete versus Milagro video today, but I woke up a long time ago, so that's gonna have to come out tomorrow. And I do have the awards show in the works. That's going to be coming out this week as well. Lots of things going on. Shout out to Chris from Montana. Shout out to the cousins in the chat. Pittsburgh cousins in the chat. Hello, Tiffany. Podcast Queen, Sword of Truth, Danielle. Hello, hello, hello. So today we need to talk about a few things before I go to bed. I'm like, my eyes are watering. Like, I've been having this makeup on since, I don't know, like 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Definitely by 9, I had the makeup on. Oh my God, I've been having it on all day. But anyway, okay, so I'm ready to wash my face. All right. So before I do that, we need to talk about some things. Okay. So let's start with David. We have some David news coming up. Okay. So, oh boy. All right. Let's start with this supposed leak from TMZ. Now, I'm like a little bit skeptical and always a little apprehensive to be sharing a leak. But, once it's in the public domain as, news, I am just, a member of the public like you or anybody else watching this. So, I'm going to comment on the public news. Let me pull that up here. This came out earlier today. Okay. Oh, my little banner's not up. Okay, there we go. Still kind of getting used to my new little set up. I think I need to move this microphone. Okay. Things for another day. All right. So, girl, I do not want the art museum. Let me turn this on reader. Okay. Okay. So this is supposedly an exclusive from TMZ. It says, David's record exec grilled at grand jury. Why didn't you call the police? David record exec appears before a grand jury. I'm just adjusting the screen here. David record exec appears before the grand jury. Quote, why didn't you call the police? Like, this came out today at 12:46 Pacific time, which is about 3 hours ago. This didn't come out long ago. This just came out. It says the president of David's touring company. Okay, the president of his touring company was grilled Monday, that's yesterday, by a deputy. Oh, sorry, district attorney. Was grilled Monday by a deputy district attorney in front of a grand jury on why he didn't call the cops. A grand jury is still hearing the evidence in the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. TMZ broke the story. LAPD's robbery homicide division is considering David a suspect. And what it says is an apparent homicide. Robert Morgenroth, the general manager of Mogul Vision, David's record label, is also the president of Zara Brothers. One second. Okay, breaking news. Breaking news. Megan Pete versus Milagro, I think, is going to come out tonight. Okay, hold on. Let me check the back end. Let me check some things. We might have the ability to make this happen. I had given up on it, but since we're here, and if we do that tonight, then I got to add another item to the docket, and that is reading hate comments. Okay, hold on. It may not have passed checks. Let me just check this in the back end. Oh no, I don't want to be on Google. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry. I just need if I can get this out today, that'd be better. Yeah, we're looking like we're good. Okay. So let me just share this. What? Okay, wait, that's unlisted. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe I'm going to still do it tomorrow. Hold on. Hold that thought. Okay. All right. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm still deciding. It depends how I feel. Really, the issue is that I'm very tired, and I wanted to read some like hate comments before I went into that one. And am I really in the mood for that right now? It's like already 7:00. Not really. So I'm going to decide later. Okay, but right now, let's get back to what we were doing. Let's get back to what we're doing right now. Okay. A grand jury is hearing evidence in the case. TMZ broke the story. LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division is considering David a suspect in what it says is an apparent homicide. Robert Morgenroth, the general manager of a company called Mogul Vision. Well, who's Mogul Vision? Well, that's David's record label. He's signed to Interscope, but this Mogul Vision is the day-to-day, general manager for David. He's also the president of a company called Zara Brothers Travel, according to TMZ, and this is David's tour company. TMZ says they have learned that Morgenroth, this is the manager, testified all day yesterday before the grand jury. At one point, with half a dozen people in the hallway, Morgenroth came out into the hallway and he was talking to his lawyer loud enough so others could hear. So he's blabbing his mouth in the hallway, okay, and other people could hear it. And he said, referring to the prosecutor, Beth Silverman, the district attorney, he said, quote, "She was very pushy on why I didn't call police." He went on to recount how he responded. He said, quote, "I feel like I didn't have the responsibility to do that," meaning to call the police, "and just wanted to continue with the tour." Okay, so apparently, according to TMZ, yesterday this guy was getting asked all kinds of questions up and down. All day he testified before the grand jury, and he was pressed on why no, not David. No. Morgenroth. Y'all try to keep up. Robert Morgenroth. This is how rumors get started. Then I get blamed for it. No, hell no. I didn't say David said that. Look, Morgenroth, y'all got to read, testified all day. That's the manager. He's I said it twice now, manager of Mogul Vision, which is David's record label. He was before the grand jury yesterday all day, according to TMZ. And one of the things that he said, he walked out into the hallway. See, grand jury proceedings are supposed to be secret, but you know what's not secret? The broad daylight in the hallway. So he comes out apparently of the room and he said loud to his lawyer, "She was asking me about," or quote, "she was very pushy on why I didn't call the police." He said, "I feel like I had to call the police. I didn't have the responsibility to do that. I just wanted to continue with the tour." Of course he did. Cha-ching. Money changers gonna money change. Nothing can't get in the way of the money changing hands, okay? When I say money changers, I mean the people that don't have any talent themselves. They have to change money. That's how they make money, is changing money, right? Like changing someone else's talent into money for themselves. Things like this. Okay. So money changers, Robert Morgan Roth is going to Morgan Roth. Okay. He is going to money change. All right. So and I say Roth because like, isn't the Rothschilds like the richest family and they got Roth in their names? So I just assume all the Roths are related and they're changing money, but girl, maybe not. Maybe not. All I do know is this guy apparently did not call the police, according to TMZ. And he was like, I don't have a responsibility to do that. I was trying to cha-ching. Okay. I was not trying to do any reporting crimes. Please. What do you think this is? Ha! Don't ask me about these things, about such things at the grand jury. He went on to recount how he responded. He said, I feel like I had to do that. Now, while it is supposed to be secret what goes on inside the grand jury, it's not a secret when you go out into the hallway and start blabbing. Okay. It says we do not know the time frame of the tour to which he was referring, right? Because David's been on many, many tours. But David was on tour when Celeste's body was discovered in the Tesla, so maybe it was that tour. I don't really know. That had been parked near the LA house he was renting. This underscores that David is squarely in the crosshairs of the LAPD and the LA County District Attorney. So, girl, I mean, I really don't know. Maybe it was the Vanderbilts. Who knows, girl? I mean, I don't know. I can tell you one thing. I definitely don't come from the richest family anywhere. So who knows? So that's something, y'all. I mean, it tells us a few things. Not only are they investigating David, or is David squarely within the crosshairs of the investigation, but also, I'm trying to figure out which way I need to say it. Okay, but also, this grand jury thing, it's not over. Apparently it was still going on yesterday. Now it might be over as far as today, maybe, who knows, or whatever, but this one guy was testifying all day yesterday. So that's something interesting to me. Okay, so there's something else related to this David case that I also wanted to talk to y'all about, and it has to do with Steve Fisher from Steve Fisher Investigates. Now, he posted yesterday, maybe it was earlier today, I don't know what is time, a pretty ominous and, dare I say, sinister okay, I get so distracted. There's like a little rod moment going on over here. Hold on. I have it. Let me just click the link. I get so distracted. Okay, especially, girl, late in the afternoon, in the evening. Okay, so here's the tweet posted by Steve at Fisher Investigates. Okay, so he posted this morning to like midnight today. What's done in the dark will come to light, he says. Tomorrow morning, so that was today, this morning, I have been, quote, ordered to appear in LA County Criminal Court for an order to show cause hearing for contempt. I was not served with a summons to appear in court. I was not given a complaint outlining the alleged contempt to respond to. I was not given a complaint outlining the alleged contempt to respond to. There is no case number, and I do not appear anywhere in the court's public docket. I was handed a handwritten note from a deputy district attorney on Friday and told to appear Tuesday morning. So this morning, he was supposed to come this morning. A punishment hearing in criminal court that is not even assigned a case number, seemingly because they do not want this to be public information. Oh, well, cat's out the bag now. Oops. So just again, y'all, according to Steve Fisher, he said he was approached in court on Friday. He was approached in court and he was handed a handwritten note. It wasn't a summons. It wasn't a complaint. There was no case number. He was just handed a note like it was 6th grade and somebody was like, do you like me? Check yes, no. But that's not what the note said. We're going to get into what the note said. There is no case number and I do not appear anywhere in the court's docket. He said a punishment hearing in criminal court that has not even been assigned a case number, seemingly because they don't want this information to be public. Love me or hate me, this should concern you. The fact that this is happening in our criminal court system is terrifying. That is why I am going public with this before the hearing tomorrow, which I will not be attending. I ain't going to that hearing. Send me real notice. Give me a summons with a case number, baby girl. I ain't going to no court hearing for contempt for my handwritten note. I don't blame him. He said, I'm going public before the hearing tomorrow, which I will not be attending, so that the public and the press are aware of what is happening. Here's the backstory. Okay. Now, I'm going to just let the cat out the bag here and now, y'all. I think this was relating to the David case, and I think it's related to the David grand jury investigation. That's my opinion, and my opinion is based on this Twitter post. So let's read further, and you can let me know if you agree or disagree that this maybe is the David case. So he says, here's the backstory. Recently, I testified on 2 separate days as a witness before a grand jury. Okay, which one? He don't tell us. When I was served with a subpoena for the first day of testimony, 2 detectives came to my door at 6 a.m. and instructed me to immediately call the deputy district attorney. She told me that because I was now a grand jury witness, I was no longer allowed to speak about this case and that it would be illegal if I did. They show up at his door at 6 in the morning. And like immediately you need to call the DA. Like he's the criminal here or something. She told me that because I was now a grand jury witness, I was no longer allowed to speak about this case. This is alarming. I don't care if you like Steve Fisher or not. It's alarming. He said, this put me in an impossible position. I have a client directly related to this case. If I cannot speak to my client, I am violating my professional duty. This was the entire point of calling me as a grand jury witness. Woo, that's an allegation. He said this put me in an impossible position because I have a client directly related to this case and I need to be able to talk to that client at the very least. This is putting me in the position not even be able to do my job. If I cannot speak to my client, I am violating my professional duty. This was their point, he says. This was the entire point of calling me as a grand jury witness. It was a strategy used to try to silence me, he said. Now, we talked about this before. Do y'all remember when we talked about this before? I was reading one of Steve Fisher's Twitter, tweets or whatever, and he was like, ominously, cryptically, like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about, et cetera, et cetera. Remember that? No, I don't do my hair with any Tymo curler. You know what I do it with? A pack of these. That's what I do. These, like, you can get them for like a $1 to $3 at the wherever. I think $6.99 on Amazon. I don't like using heat on my hair. I'm trying to grow it. Okay, anyway. Okay, so he said that they're trying to silence him. He said the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has publicly spoken about, right, remember the medical examiner? Oh, right. So remember Steve Fisher was like, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about. But then at the same time, TMZ and the LA PD was talking. And then at the same time, like a little bit after that, the medical examiner got silenced via court order. He's like, this is the same tactics they already been trying to use on the medical examiner. He said the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has publicly spoken about a similar silencing strategy being attempted against their office. Then, Steve Fisher said, I did my research on the law. I spoke to lawyers and found out I was being lied to. He said, I spoke to lawyers and I found out I was being lied to. Here's the critical fact. In California, witnesses to a grand jury do not have a general obligation of secrecy. So y'all lied. He's basically saying y'all lied. That obligation of secrecy applies to the jurors and officers of the court. So there's grand jurors. He's like, that has done nothing to do with me. A witness is only bound to secrecy regarding anything they learn solely from the grand jury proceeding. So he's saying That's not the law. They lying. They threatening me and they lying. They said I'm not allowed to talk about this case at all because I was a grand jury witness. No, shut up. That's not even freaking true. I'm not allowed to tell anybody what I learned from the grand jury proceedings. I'm not allowed to say anything that's like secret just from that. He's like, but I have inside knowledge from this case. He's like, I'm a witness. Obviously, I have some information that I had before I ever walked into this grand jury pool in this grand jury room. And so for that reason, they lying. They lying. They threatening me with lies. And he's like, I'm not the only one they doing it to. They did it to the medical examiner too. He said in California, the witnesses only have an obligation to keep secret the things he actually learned in the grand jury proceeding. He said a witness is bound only to secrecy regarding anything they learned solely from the grand jury proceeding. It does not apply to anything that they already knew before testifying or anything learned outside the grand jury. And it's for exactly this reason. If you already knew it beforehand, you have the right to talk about it. If you already knew it beforehand, you have the right to talk about it. If you learned it in the grand jury proceedings, then you don't have the right to talk about it yet. Because they're trying to build a case. And he's like, now they're trying to act like I don't have the right to talk about stuff I already knew. They're using this as they're lying, first of all, and they're doing it to silence me, second of all, which is illegal and unconstitutional. He said, I ain't going to no hearing from no handwritten note, you stupid. Y'all crazy? No, I wouldn't. I don't think I would either. He said, I want to pause here because many people are going to search this online, and Google AI is likely going to give them the wrong answer by claiming that witnesses must remain completely silent. But if you click through to the actual sources that the Google AI cites, you will see that the AI summary is incorrect. California law is silent on imposing total secrecy on a witness. Instead, witnesses are routinely admonished that they may not disclose certain things, but the certain things that they can't disclose only include the things that they actually learned in these hearings. Not independent knowledge that they already knew, and definitely not publicly known facts. In 1983, the California Attorney General issued a written opinion on this exact issue for legal clarification, and it is very clear. I have attached screenshots of that opinion. He said, I also want to be very clear about this. I never disclosed my testimony, even though the law should have allowed me to discuss my own testimony. Would have. He said, I want to be very clear. I never disclosed what I said to the grand jury, even though I was allowed to. I was allowed to discuss my testimony. The law is clear. I didn't even do that. He said, I never publicly disclosed that I was a witness before any grand jury, not once and certainly not twice. Instead, the deputy district attorney abused the power of the grand jury process in an apparent attempt to silence me. I was told that I broke the law, and I was given a dinky ass handwritten note. Okay, I don't even have the thing up. Here y'all go. This one I'm reading. He said, I was told that I broke the law, and I was given a handwritten note telling me to appear in criminal court for a contempt hearing. There is no summons. There is no case number. The matter does not appear on the public docket. There is no documentation outlining what I am accused of so that I can respond. I also was told that if I left town, I had to be back by Tuesday morning. I wrote a detailed letter to both the judge and the deputy district attorney explaining my position. They have had that letter since Friday, he said. I received no response. With a hearing just hours away and the threat of a contempt charge hanging over my head in what appears to be a secret off the books proceeding, I had no choice but to go public so that the people and the press are aware of what's happening. This is the only way I can protect myself from what I believe to be an abuse of power. This is frightening that this is happening at the highest levels of our court system. There's power in transparency. I was left no choice. This is crazy. Unbelievable levels of corruption, lack of urgency, underfunded, maybe regain the trust of the citizens by holding your colleagues and higher ups accountable. This is crazy to me. So this is apparently the it's not a summons. Looks like they wrote it on the back of a dirty piece of receipt paper. Tuesday, December 9th, 2020. This is some mafia ass stuff if I ever did see. This is the type of stuff that Mark Garagos was meeting clients with up under a bridge. He said Tuesday, December 9th, 2025, 8:30 a.m., Department 123, 13th floor. Foltz Criminal Justice System, 210 West Temple Street, LA, California. Judge Olivia Rosales. Ooh, busted. Yep. What's done in darkness will come to light. Okay, this is the case that he's citing. In the Mercino case, the court noted a significant limitation upon the effect of an admonition or oath of secrecy for grand jury witnesses. Okay, so a limitation on exactly this. The effect of an oath of secrecy is said to be that such witnesses are not prevented, if they desire, from giving to anyone any information that they may have relevant to the matter in connection with what they were subpoenaed. Even though it is the same information they testified before the grand jury, the oath does not preclude them from disclosing what testimony they gave otherwise. Even though it kind of would reveal what happened in the grand jury room, like they were called in there for that purpose. So they already knew that information. You can't say they can't talk about public stuff. So apparently the court has already determined this is like 30, 40 years ago. They can't file. Somebody said they can't file real paperwork. It's a trail they don't need. Well, how many, let's see how many views this trail done got. Let's see if it worked out for them. Not doing oh, look at that. 13.7 thousand people done seen it. And they got 663 people in here right now. So at least that many. Anyway, this case that he cites or uses as a citation here, it goes on. An oath or admonition of secrecy on the part of a grand jury witness does not stop that witness from being able to relate what he or she learned before or after the grand jury appearance to anyone he or she chooses. He could talk about it if he wants to. This is the law. The only prohibition is the identification of what the witness knows as the subject of the grand jury inquiry. Thus, the witness may freely discuss the things he or she learns before or after the grand jury appearance if he or she so chooses, so long as he does not indicate that it was grand jury testimony or otherwise disclose the nature or subject of the grand jury inquiry. Well, I just want to show y'all that one more time because this is freaky. This is like very scary. Like I don't think that the government should be allowed to do this at all. No paper trail. And this is the paper trail, the back of a receipt paper. I mean, what in the crime family mafia, crime family hell is this? No, thank you. No, I'm calling Cash Patel on this one. I'm calling the Department of Homeland Security. No, I'm calling somebody. If anybody ever hands me something like this and says come to court for contempt, there's no case number. There's no complaint. There's no like actual notice that you're going to hand me this. Oh, thanks. I needed to buy toilet paper anyway. That's basically how I'd treat that thing. Huh? I'm calling the department. I'm calling the FBI. No, don't hand me something like that. It sounds like the feds might need to be getting involved over here with this dirty, nasty, what these cops are doing over here. And they trying to silence everybody. I don't personally like it. Personally, me, I don't like it. Not Cash. This is not the way. This is not the way. I'm just so sorry. It's just not the way. Okay, somebody said they need more toner. They need more printer toner. I don't know what they need. They need more cents for sure. And I ain't talking about pennies. Okay. Okay, so that was the other thing I wanted to tell y'all about. So now I want to move to the next and final topic of the day, and that is going to be a little bit of a pivot to Fed Lush One over there on No Jumper, y'all. He has seriously been going on a little bit of a media tour himself, and what I will say is I'm concerned. I'm concerned. He has admitted to all kinds of a host of, behaviors unspeakable. And you know who told me about it was my cousin Point and Shoot. So he does have a new video out. Okay, let me pull this up. It came out 19 hours ago. Okay, here it is right here. Lush embarrasses his girlfriend by telling stories about her. Now, in and of itself, I don't really care. I don't care about Lush. I don't care about his girlfriend. But he said something in here that is alarming to say the least. So I should have timestamped it. Let me search the transcript real quick. It was like it was in the store. Mhm. Okay, so this is him right here. Like, I go back and forth thinking this man is a federal asset or a federal informant or like an actual just Fed himself, but I don't know. I mean, I guess like who knows? Like I mean, I just because here's the thing to me, like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? Like what exactly is he doing? Like he's like 50 years old or something. Adam Grant Mason, I think, also is a Fed, if you ask me, like, or like a super compromised, like have to do the Fed's bidding or else go to jail, like bad, like boy or whatever. His dad was like very, very, very politically connected and probably still is. His last name's Grant Mason of Nashua, please. So these other guys, make a little bit of sense. Like, I think they're from here. Maybe Lush is from LA too or whatever. But like, what in the hell is Adam doing over here? It's like, sometimes I'm not buying it. Do you ever like, do you ever watch a video and you're just like, I can tell none of these people want to be here and none of these people want to be talking about this topic. So then the question becomes, why are they? You already know why Yellow Hoodie Aunt Heffy is doing it. He said he don't care about nothing but what the checks say. So I already know why he's doing it. That's the one right here with the yellow hoodie. He's the one that says some little girls be fast and grown and thrust themselves into the lifestyle about children. Remember that? That's him. This one right here, that's Fed 1 or Lush 1. I don't know if he's actually a Fed or not, but that's the one we're talking about. And I'm bringing this up for a very specific reason. So we'll get to it in just a moment. And then this one right here is the Grand Mason. Okay. So, Lush, he went on a podcast. This is him right here. He went on a podcast and he was talking about, um, MacArthur Park. I believe it's no disrespect intended or whatever. Just like I'm not from over there and stuff. Like these aren't my streets, these aren't my neighborhoods. Okay. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because it does have to do with children. And whenever anything in my opinion, endangering or exposing children to danger comes across my timeline, then it automatically invokes my duties as auntie of everyone in the world, because I'm like strongly in my auntie era. I'm like full grown woman era right now. I'm not doing this like, oh, I'm just a little kid. No, I'm not. And now, whenever stuff's going on with kids, I have something to say about it. If stuff wasn't going on with kids, I would not care about this man, what he's doing, what he's talking about. I most certainly wouldn't care about his girlfriend. I wouldn't care about none of it. Because frankly, I just wouldn't. But kids are being talked about again. So I need to talk about it myself. Okay. So he's on this podcast. He's talking about this area of town. And again, y'all, I'm not from over there. Don't shoot the messenger. Seriously. I'm just like relaying to you what Lush was talking about. Okay. So he's saying this MacArthur area of town is like especially dangerous and scary. And he's like, that's where my girl's from. You feel me? You feel me? That's where my girl's from or whatever. And, he's talking about it. And then this interviewer is kind of like calls him on and calls his bluff a little. And the interviewer's like, oh, really? What's so crazy about it or whatever? And Lush kind of tries to rack his brain for like a cool story. Okay. And then he does say some pretty crazy stuff. Let me see. Okay. So we're about at the 7-minute or so mark. Okay. I'm going to turn this playback speed up to 1.25. I may even end up turning it to 1.5, but let's start at 1.25. Okay. And then this is the guy interviewing him, the gob cat. I guess he's a goblin. That's fitting. I think that's really good branding. And then, he's wearing a hat that says a junkie cartel. Okay. So that, do y'all see what I mean? Like it's kind of fetish. Like, hello, fellow kids. You feel me? Like, this man is 51 and a half years old. Look at him. He might be my age, really. He might just be rode hard, put up wet. I don't know. Poor thing. I pray if he's not a fed that he gets delivered from whatever legion is infecting and possessing, but inhabiting, one might say. Here's the goblin. Here's the lush fed, possibly fed, but he's wearing a hat that says junkie cartel. So how could he possibly be a fed? I don't know. And when I say fed, I mean, he might even just be an informant, an asset, whatever, confidential informant. Or he might just be exactly what he's trying to present himself as, which would be the saddest. That would be the saddest option of all, in my opinion. Okay, so let me play this without further ado.
Holding his hand. Lush's girlfriend turns to him and says, "You see that lady right there?
Wait, let me go
She's
back.
selling that little boy." And
like, surreal.
What the fuck?
You don't understand. You can't stop it. Like, you don't understand.
Okay, hold on.
Oh boy,
I had to
bro,
go back
you
a
feel
few
me?
seconds.
So I'm about to let you whatever that they got in place because there's not a jury that would ever convict me for doing this.
Okay, wait, I went too far up.
Haired white. She used to do crystal and shit. So
All right, so there it is. She's on
Oh my
crystal. So
God.
that lady's selling that little boy right there. She's like pimping him out.
I
was
went
like,
too
what?
far
the
ahead.
lady is all a part of his drug-fueled imagination. I can't wait to show you this. And Goblin's like really interested, and so Lush
Okay.
starts. You guys got to remember, Lush is as high as a fucking bitch right now. He's as high as shit, so he's going to go on a crank-fueled lie story and wait. So this is where he brings up his girlfriend, and I've got to show you that. Look at this.
Like, yeah. You feel me? Like,
Wow.
that's not
And you just see that happen down there? Not like every day, obviously, but
I've
like
seen it once before. You feel me? And
So this is really crazy. So Lush is going into this. He's bringing this up. This is a full-fledged topic that's going on. But the problem is that none of this, that what Lush is describing ever happened. This is all a part of his drug-fueled imagination. I can't wait to show you this because this is where Lush brings up his girlfriend and involves her in his imagination story. Watch this.
And my girl, she Guatemalan. You feel me? So her family from a third world country, so she's privy to things that I might not be. My girl said to me one day, we about to walk into the little swap meet, and she's like, "Hey, you see that lady with that little boy over there holding his hand?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a crazy story, but this really happened." And I was like, "Yeah," and she's like,
Something transaction.
him out. I was like, "What?"
The lady is picking out the little boy.
What?
There's more.
just in the
You feel
open
me?
like that?
Yeah, and I started tripping. You feel me? Like I'm about to go trip. Like instantly.
Yeah, like you want to do something about it then and there.
And she's like, watch. At first I'm like, no, shut the fuck up. Like you tweaking. You feel me? Like you tweaking. She used to do crystal and shit. So
All right, so there it is. She's on crystal. So Lush is like, she's on crystal. I was like, you're tweaking, bitch. You're tweaking. She used to do crystal. You feel me? I'm going, what the fuck is he doing? This whole story is out of pocket to begin with. But to learn that this whole thing is manufactured by Lush's girlfriend's crank thoughts, that's where, I mean, the story just keeps getting worse. Watch this.
she used to do crystal and shit. So like you having residuals, bitch. You feel me? Like, so I'm like, and she's like, nah, watch. Then I see, and I'll never forget this motherfucker's face, like to the day I die, because like I couldn't turn up on him at that moment, and I wanted to kill him, and I would have gladly taken a case for it. Like, probably wouldn't have been happy when I got arrested or whatever, but like, it would have been justified.
You would have done a good deed.
There's not a jury in the world that would have convicted me. I'll tell you that. Like, you feel me? Like, they'd have to use some kind.
Did we shift dimensions? Did we shift realities? Or did this man just shift personas? Did he alter switch? Is there a clone walking around? Is there a twin? I know for a fact this man is not. I know for a fact this man is not sitting right here acting like he was going to take the life away from someone who possibly, was just doing a custody exchange. That's what my cousin over there at Point and Shoot said. My cousin, the sheriff over there at Point and Shoot, he said this is not even a true story. This was obviously a custody exchange drop off. You'll hear the rest of the story, but this man just said he saw what he believed to be a heinous crime against a child. We'll say that. And he wanted to unalive the people. Okay, look, fine. I don't do that. I would say don't do that and stuff. But don't unalive nobody and stuff. But he's going into this whole fantasy story about how there's not a jury in the world that would convict him. First of all, you don't know that. Okay. But second of all, am I on glue? Or this was the same man that was saying, whenever Nova was brought up at the No Jumper Hellhole Podcast Headquarters Studios, Is it just normalized at this point that, underage XYZ fill in the blank element OP? Here's Lush. Yeah. Yeah, it's And now he's on a podcast saying that he was going to wasn't even going to step up and stand up to his own freaking boss and say, "Hey, bro, like, don't talk about little girls like that." But he wanted to unalive somebody in the gas station, in the bodega, over the swap meet, over a potential, like, wasn't even what he was trying to say that it was. I personally think that could have happened. My cousin, the sheriff over there, is like, I don't think that happened. I think this was a custody exchange, and I hope it was. I hope this didn't happen. But, like, I actually think it could have happened. But what I definitely don't think is true at all whatsoever is that Lush had the urge to unalive somebody over it. He's like, I think it's he's like, my girlfriend. Okay, again, he's wearing a Junkie Cartel hat, and he has the bold-faced, unmitigated gall and audacity to, I don't know, I think embarrass and and call out his girlfriend for having a past with substances, which shout out to her for getting off of them. He said used to. So shout out to her for getting off of them and all. But I'm sure she, I don't really know, but I would imagine she didn't authorize this man to come in and tell all her business like that. What is he doing? And I don't even believe that, half of what he's saying.
And shit. So like you having residuals, bitch. You feel me? So I'm like, she's like, nah, watch. Then I see, and I'll never forget this motherfucker's face to the day I die, because I couldn't turn up on him at that moment, and I wanted to kill him. And I would have gladly taken a case for it. Probably wouldn't have been happy when I got arrested or whatever, but it would have been justified.
You would have done a good deed.
There's not a jury in the world that would have convicted me. I'll tell you that. You feel me? They'd have to use some kind of preemptive fake statute, whatever that they got in place, because there's not a jury that would ever convict me for doing this. Look, I seen some greasy haired white rocker looking dude walk up and then walk away with the little boy, bro. You feel me? So I'm about to lose my mind. I'm about to turn my, oh hell no. And she's like, nah, you don't understand. You can't do anything about it. You don't understand. You can't stop it. You don't understand. I'm like, nah, fuck that. That's a little. She's like, nah. She's like the mafia.
I'm sorry, I don't believe anything he's saying. I just don't. I do think that probably that type of stuff does happen out there, and out here and out everywhere. I think it happens right under our nose. I think it happens right at the swap meets. I really do. And I do think to some extent, there's not a whole bunch that, people could do about it. But I just am not really believing the rest of this. He had this uncontrollable urge to do something about it. His girlfriend was who he was trying to act wasn't even a credible source a while ago. Now all of a sudden he believes her. It's a greasy hair white guy did it. Now, my cousin over there, the sheriff at Point and Shoot, he's like, this had nothing to do with this was a custody exchange. They were meeting at a common public place and trading, and dropping off the kid, and the kid was going with that. I don't know if that's true. The greasy hair white guy might not have been up to any good. Who knows? But oh my God, please. Where was this energy whenever they had all kinds of stuff to say, things unspeakable about little baby Nova? Huh? Where was the energy there? It's only for a stranger in the swap meet. It's just giving he was trying to have something to say on the podcast to me.
Feel me?
Surreal. What the fuck did he just? So Lush is describing a custody exchange between two parents. What? You got this lady in front of a swap meet standing there with a small child holding his hand. Lush's girlfriend turns to him and says, "You see that lady right there? She's selling that little boy." And then this grungy rocker dude walks up and takes the little boy by the hand and walks away with him. And Lush is going, nah, fool.
Somebody said, does he have a stapler on his sleeve? No, I think it's a large tag. A hang tag from clothing. And it's all busted up. It looks like he's done worn it a few times. I feel like you need to take that off. I feel like other people have worn it, or he got it out of this. Maybe he got it from the swap meet. Speaking of swap meets, that thing is busted. Take that tag off of there.
Are going to convict me.
What? This is a crazy.
And look, I'm not one to notice. I'm not one to notice, things like this, but actually I am. No hate, no shade, no hate. But why is he's wearing the Hoover's colors? That's all I'll say.
So I'm just trying to make sense of it. Also, Lush didn't believe his girlfriend because she has a meth problem. He's like, nah, bitch, you're tweaking. You're on crank, bitch. But when the kid's dad showed up, that's when Lush started to actually believe her to the point where he wanted to commit murder. And so he's trying to get to him. He's trying to get to this father to kill him. And his girlfriend's fighting him off saying, no, you can't do anything. You don't understand. You don't understand. You cannot do anything. And this is like a scene out of a fucking movie, right? I mean, this is just a crank dream. This is a crank thought. And so, yeah, that's what happened. And it's, I mean, we're just getting started here.
I was like, no, I'm gonna call the police, bro. They like this, like, what the fuck? This isn't. And she's like, well, you don't think they know about this shit?
Really?
Bruh. Shit's deep.
So if you called the police, hypothetically, what would have happened?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. Like,
I feel like you still should have called.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe I should have called the police.
I mean, what
Maybe I
else can
should've
you
called
do?
the-
You know,
I don't know. Like she made it seem like it was like above my head. You feel me? And there's nothing that could be done.
So Lush One immediately realizes that the story doesn't make any sense, and he pretty much just wants to be over. And so he's just like thinking about how stupid he just sounded, how he should never have said these things. I mean, he literally said the word mafia.
What?
That's crazy. So the mafia and the police are in on it, and you can't say anything because something could happen to you. This is he's dead serious. This is not like a joke. This isn't like they're not laughing about how funny this is. This is a real prank story. Okay.
Or even if like let's say I did call the police and they did like try to stop it, and then we got assassinated, or who knows what the fuck gonna happen, bro? I don't know. I'm not fucking. I feel like me even talking about this shit is like super hot.
All right, so that was one hell of a lie story, and it was fueled by drugs. And Bobcat, look at Goblin. He can't believe it. He's looking at Lush. He can't believe the Lush that he sees before him, what he's saying. So this next part is when we're going to start getting into this girlfriend stuff here pretty heavily. And this is where he really screwed the pooch.
So, if you want to see the rest of that video, I would say, go over there to my cousin, Point and Shoot, the sheriff, Point and Shoot, his channel. Make sure you subscribe to his second new channel too. He had to make it because he's in this abysmal, just wicked copyright dispute. But I wanted to bring that to y'all's attention because now we have Lush out here, hero of children, the champion of children. All of a sudden he wants to beat somebody up in the swap meet and all of that. And I'm just trying to figure out where was all that energy for Nova, and where was all that energy for Nova? And I also, on the no jumper, like along those lines, I definitely have I have one other thing that I want to show y'all on the no jumper verse. And it is similarly, ATM Richie's out of jail. Hold up. ATM Richie's out of jail. Girl, they snitched on ATM Richie and said he was dead. Now he's back going viral. He got 15 people in the chat, in the live stream right now watching now, girl. Please. 15 people. He's going viral. Okay. We're going there. That's not the direction we were going though. Okay. I wanted to show y'all. I need to do a little bit of a set review because this is what I do now. I need to do some set review. Okay. And it has to do with Adam 2216 Grand Mason. And it's just something so depressing looking. Hold on. Oh, girl, I was watching all kind of videos today. It came out. Oh, man, where is it? Maybe I watched it on my other channel. Hold on. Then I had to copyright claim some things today. They got some Vietnamese channels out here posting my whole entire videos with the same exact thumbnails and the same exact titles, my whole full videos, like 30 of them on their channel, just in a row. So I had to be doing that. Okay, let me see. Okay, Lush embarrasses his girlfriend, Netflix. Maybe I was on my different account. I want to do this on this video though. Okay, let me just go to no jumper clips. Okay. It's just actually like a sign of the times, truly. This is the name of the, first of all, let's start with the name of the video. We live in hell and this is proof. Quote, whack, that's whack 100, a man in his 50s and or 60s. I don't know how old he is, but I mean, has to be 50s. He reacts to Lena the plug. This is Adam 1622 Grand Mason of Nashua, New Hampshire's wife. His possibly most valuable asset. And Whack 100, an old man, is reacting to Lena, a married woman, accepting Blueface, a convicted gang criminal. Okay, Blueface. He issued an sex challenge to a married woman, and the married woman and him went back and forth, and now another grown man is reacting to it. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. All right, that's what we're looking at here. Okay, don't worry, y'all. I'm not going to
Okay, so I interviewed Hazel Lee.
send
Now,
demons. I'm not going to send demons into your living room. I'm not going to send demons into your car, into your wherever you are. Maybe you're at the break room at work or what. I ain't going to send them over there by making you listen to this. No. I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do, I'm going to pause here. Okay. I just want to pause here because what the hell is this said? I really got to looking. I really got to looking at this bookcase. Okay. First of all, where'd the bookcase come from? Like, where do you even get something like that? Is it Amazon? I don't know. And then as I'm looking in the bookcase, I'm like, is this is like if they made like a stereotype black exploitation film into a bookcase for 2025. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Put a 1 in the chat if this is like, okay, why does he have a 40 of why does he have a 40 of Old English? The more I look at this, the more pathetic and sad it actually is. Like, is this trying to like imitate poverty? What is this? What is it exactly? It looks like ass. It don't look good. Like he could even take in like, look at the tiny little shooter of Patron or whatever it is. Then down there at the bottom, I'm having a hard time identifying. If somebody could help me identify, what is this? Is this Little Debbie's like snowballs down here? You see this box here? What is that? EEZE. It looks like it has nutrition facts on it, but they got it in the bookcase like it's art. Okay. This is not a pantry. This is like obviously they look at people's sets like mine and they're like, oh, look, there's cool stuff back. Look, I got an alien plushie and she's wearing a Ruth Bader Ginsburg collar because she's on the Supreme Court and she's got on a crown. It's irony because like a judge is a judge and a queen is a queen and it's an alien. I got a little cross stitch over there. It says come back with a warrant. Okay. So they see people who have taste and they're like, oh, we should put stuff in our set. But how can we do it in like an offensive, insulting way that also looks terrible? Okay. And again, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on the fact that we're in the detention room. You know what I mean? Like I already told y'all, I feel like I'm in detention at Port Allen High School in 2006. I feel like, where's the outlet? I mean, this is just like, honestly, this is like a life imitating art, imitating life. It's like performing poverty. This man was born to a politically affluent family in Nashua, New Hampshire, and he is sitting in, where is he at? South side, wherever he is, LA. Near or on Figueroa, near or on Skid Row, something over there. Not where he's from. With a 40, a bottle of something. Oil is this? Liquor? Snacks? What's he doing? What is he doing? What in the hell is this? What is this? Why can't they put something else up on the walls? Where's the outlet? Why you got an outlet with nothing plugged? It just looks like depression and misery. It looks like depression and misery. It's like this man got more money than he probably knows what to do with, or if he don't anymore, it's because he wasted it and squandered it. What's he doing over here? What are we doing here? What is it? This is not a pantry. What are they doing at this set? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like, what is this? Just look at the floor. Look at, why did they put this down here? You might as well have kept it up there on the table. Imagine what it smells like in there. Look, the paint coming up off the wall. For God forbid they put a baseboard. God forbid they put a 1.5 feet of baseboard down there. No, we got to have the rubber track down there. God forbid they put a little piece of painter's tape up to paint this. Well, hell no. Why would we do that? We have to make it as ugly as possible. And look, they're back to this Wayfair table, this dusted, busted, crusted plywood table with a sticker to make it look like real wood. This little knob for the microphone or whatever done came out, the wire thing. Like it looks terrible. It looks like it smells bad. It looks like if you just girl, I can't even say what it looks like. It's like they're doing it just to to make me mad specifically. It's like they know I'm going to hate it. What is it? What is this table? I'm starting to feel like they do it on purpose. And it's like, what in the Fed jumper? Hell, what is this? I don't like it at all. The one thing I will say is, WAC 100 is making very sensible shoe choices. Okay. I try to say nice things. If I say a bunch of mean things, just even it out. I'm not mad at WAC 100's shoes. Now, what I will say is maybe it's time to get dressed when we leave the house from time to time. Just from time to time. Maybe it's time to get dressed when we leave the house. And I hate to say it. I do hate to say it. WAC 100 didn't even bother to match the grays. He didn't bother to match the grays on his, whatever this jumpsuit is, this Amazon, jumpsuit. It looks like maybe like he attempted, but look how light the top gray is. And it's like he's got on a grout fit. He's wearing a grout. They're both wearing grout fits. It's a gray outfit, grout fit. And it's like, I don't know if that's a real Gucci hoodie. If it is, what a terrible. No wonder no jumper's going bankrupt. Did he write this Gucci jacket off on the no jumper taxes, or did he write it off on the plug talk taxes? I'm just curious. If he did pay full price for that, I'm going to look it up. How much is a Gucci full zip hoodie? I just want to know. Gucci full zip hoodie, men's, gray black. Okay, wait, is this the one? I think the one Adam got is even more nice than this one. Okay, so this is not on Gucci.com. This is the Jumbo GG zip jacket. Is this? It's like looks similar. I think that might be it. No, he doesn't have those gray little lines. Well, I mean, it's $2,400 over here if you want to get it on editorial list. You can get this one right here for $9. So it's like between $1,000 and $3,000, I guess I would say. I don't know. I personally never bought a Gucci zip up hoodie, but no wonder he's going. I mean, look, it's terrible financial decisions if that's real. If it's not real, why'd you do that? What's all over his pants? Was he the one that was painting the wall? It hurts my eyes to look at it. Okay. That's all I really had to say about that. It was a grout fit. They were wearing grout fits. Thanks so much, Tiffany KT, for the $3.99 super sticker. Thank you to Cora Rue for the $10 super chat. Thank you, best laugh in a long time. You're the best. I thank y'all for the super chats. Is it something's going on? Something's in the water. I don't know. Something's in the air. Maybe it's what they've been spraying out the back of the planes, girl. I mean, I'm starting to wonder, are the conspiracy theories true? Because not much could explain this type of behavior to me. Unless they're just trying real hard to make us think that they're not feds. I mean, I don't know. Anything could be anything at this point, y'all. Now, today I was going to put out the Megan Pete versus Milagro Cooper video, but I'm going to put that out tomorrow. So today I was supposed to read hate comments. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Thanks so much for Jason Love bought it. Lost Boys Crow said he might have, or, at least Lena the plug, the concubine, wife. Anyway, I don't know any of these people. Maybe they just decided to do this because they really want to do it. These grown men really would have nothing else better to do than react to Lena the plug accepting Blueface's SEX challenge. And here's the thing too, y'all. I'm looking at this and it's don't get too lost in the not pantry bookcase sauce over there. Don't get too lost in it to that you forget. This is a grown man right here talking to this other grown man about a woman who's married having relations with a convicted criminal on camera. That's one layer. The second layer is the married woman is married to this man right here. What is that rebuke? What is this? We cannot allow this to be normalized without talking about it. And we got people from this same show talking about little girls be fast and grown and thrust themselves into the lifestyle at the same time, saying that it's totally normalized, little children doing stuff, and then going on podcasts and saying, I wanted to kill a man. I wanted to take his life. I wanted to do that. You feel me? And it's like, okay, where's that energy for Nova? I just rebuke the whole thing. I truly rebuke the whole thing. I feel like this whole entire studio warehouse, they need to rip every rug and every carpet up. They need to take every piece of plastic and every piece of Wayfair-esque furniture. They need to take all these bongs. They need to take all that stuff and go have a bonfire. Okay. And they need to start fresh, start new. It might be time to just declare the bankruptcy, run a vacuum cleaner, run a Dyson through the place, call a priest, get some holy water sprinkled into the area. I mean, the whole thing just needs to be completely and entirely right. It's irredeemable. It's irredeemable to me, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Okay, well, I'm about to go. That's all I really had for this one. I don't know any of these people. Please don't send any hate to anybody I mentioned in these videos. Meantime, facts ain't defamation, neither are opinions. Love you, Mina K. Bye.